We're trying to gain a little bit better understanding of maximum steering angle compared to minimum turning radius. And what we found so far, based off of the operator's manual and a couple of tests, is that our minimum turning radius affects how the line is recorded, and the maximum steer angle affects how tight the front steering wheels will turn. And so what we've done is, the brown line here represents a line that we recorded. We purposefully recorded a really tight turn. And if we go back into Toolbox Nav, we've turned our minimum turning radius down as far as it'll go. Our range is 15.5 all the way up to 500 foot. And so if we were to bump this up to, say, 30 foot, okay, that'd be a 12-row planter on 30-inch rows. As you can see, it has, even though we made this brown line really tight, the way that it records the line is real loose. And so if we actually want the tractor to turn really tight, we want to turn this down as low as it'll go. And we also want to consider our maximum steering angle so that we don't jackknife, in our case, the planter. Our steering stops on this tractor are set out probably tighter than what they will be after pre-delivery. So we're in a Magnum tractor equipped with a Pro 700, and we're just going to drive this course. Well, we've already driven it once with our minimum turning radius cranked down to our 15.5, and the tractor perfectly followed our recorded line, the brown line here. And so now we're just going to show you what happens with the steering angle, and it's under the implement tab here. And we had it at 55 when we drove that line, and it followed it perfectly. But now we're just going to show you what happens if a guy inadvertently adjusts this max steer angle, and maybe you were not aware of it. If someone maybe adjusted this max steer angle, let's just take a look at what happens when we try to drive this line again. Okay, so we're engaged on the line. We've got our maximum steering angle turned down to 10. The range in the software allows us to go anywhere from 10 degrees up to 55 degrees. And so we've got it turned all the way down to 10. We're engaged on the line. Our cross-track error is low. It's following the line real well so far. But we're going to continue to drive forward and just see what happens as we attempt to make this tight turn with our max steering angle cranked down. We want the tractor to follow this tight curve. Our max steering angle is turned down so far that it just physically will not turn the front tires as tight as the line demands. So pretty soon you're going to see a warning. Cross-track error too high. Vehicle could not track the swath. So we're getting offline. They kicked us out. And the culprit is our max steering angle. So once again, if we were to bump this back up to 55 degrees and go back, we'll try this again, and it should follow this line just perfectly. We've got our minimum turning radius cranked all the way down. We've got our max steering angle turned all the way up. We're going to re-engage on this line. Our cross-track error is low, so we're following the line pretty good. And we'll just show you how well, when things are set right, we'll show you how well that this tractor actually will drive the line. So we're on the line. The tractor is set such that the steering wheels can actually turn as tight as we're demanding. With our max steer angle bumped up. And then we've got our minimum turning radius, of course, down at 15.5. So it'll actually record the line as tight as we first drove it. So there you go. Our cross-track error is pretty good, and it's actually going to make this tight bend turn. Perfect.